Hello, NFI. It is Thursday, the 24th of September 2020, and I'm in my own little world. So I moved apartments in February, and I am just now working on my kitchen, as in, putting in shelves and stuff. I cannot recommend moving right at the start of a pandemic. It's very inconvenient. So I've basically been kind of like in the process of moving for like half a year now, meaning there's like boxes everywhere and stuff isn't properly functioning. And it's made me kind of think of where we live, like especially because obviously a lot of us are spending a lot more time at home. Not me, technically, I still like physically go to work. But I did have to quarantine for, I think, a week and a half in March or something. I guess especially if you're spending like months at a time at home, you kind of want that to be like a place where you can actually like live, I guess. And I've been kind of wondering like what it takes for me to like a place. I know that my first apartment when I moved out of my parents was tiny. It was like a one room thing with like a little kitchen thing in the side. And it was too small to fit a bed in. So during the night I would just take a futon out and put like right in the center of the room, which had like a little space open just so the futon could fit there. And but otherwise it was very tiny, and a little bathroom as well. But all the like while I lived there, never felt too small. The only thing that really bothered me about it is not having a separate kitchen, because I am lazy, and so I usually get dishes piling up, and I don't like having to look at the dishes all the time. Like first thing in the morning when I wake up, it's like, oh yeah, dishes. But other than that, it was fine. I mean, it wasn't, it was fine to live in for a year. It obviously means like I couldn't have guests over to stay overnight unless we wanted to get really cozy. So that's a thing. Like I now have a 2-room apartment, as in like 2 bed / living rooms. And pretty much the only reason for that is so I can have guests over and them having a separate room. What do you need for a home to feel like home and for you to be comfortable there for extended periods of time if need be? I mean, obviously a pandemic is an exceptional situation, but you just could be ill, like broken leg, and not be able to leave for like 2 weeks. Like that happens. Or just, whatever, just not feeling like leaving the house. How do you make the place you live in a good place to live in? I think for me it's definitely kitchen, because I like cooking, and like having moved and having dealt with a lot of boxes, I think about half of my stuff is kitchen stuff, and I'm okay with that. And some internet, decent internet is good, and a bed. I think that's really it. That's kind of what I need to be comfortable. And ideally, like I like being able to come home and having like my little, a little haven, like a little bubble, or a little safe space, if you will. So I like being able to at least like shut the windows, shut the doors, and then not have the outside world disturb me. Now that's obviously not a thing that really happens if you're living in a rental apartment or an apartment in general, because a lot of times they're not really noise insulated very well. So that's probably a thing that you get if you live in a little forest hut. It's just, I mean, there's going to be animals, but no noisy humans from outside of the street or above or below you. Also, people smoking. Like, I like oxygen. I like being able to open my windows. I know that means it'll be a bit noisier, but usually it's okay. But then there's like people, a lot of people smoking outside, and then my place reeks. And don't really know what to do against that, aside from like keep the windows closed. But then my place also reeks because no fresh air. So yeah, I don't know. This is just a ramble because I am literally in the middle of doing kitchen stuff, as in like putting up the kitchen. But yeah, Brandon, we will see you tomorrow. Bye.